Top 3 best breakfasts for arthritis relief. Reduce pain and inflammation naturally. If your knees could talk each morning, what would they say? Would they cry out, protest with every step, or whisper, "Not today"? For millions of older adults, mornings start with pain, not peace, and arthritis is often the culprit. But here's a truth we rarely hear: the first thing you eat in the morning can be a powerful medicine or a silent trigger. I'm not here to tell you what to avoid. I'm here to show you 3 deeply healing, comforting breakfasts backed by science, filled with warmth that can help you wake up with less pain, more movement, and real hope. No pills, no pressure, just food that loves your joints back. So if you've been waking up sore, stiff, or simply tired of feeling powerless in your own body, stay with me. In just a few minutes, you'll know exactly what to eat to start feeling better, starting tomorrow morning. Grab your cup of tea, lean back, and if this message already speaks to your heart, click that subscribe button. Because your healing journey deserves company, and I'd be honored to walk beside you. 1. The hidden power of morning meals. Why skipping the right breakfast is costing your joints more than you think? Let's start here with a hard truth. Many older adults eat breakfast out of habit, not strategy. A piece of toast, maybe some coffee, sometimes nothing at all. But what if I told you that this ordinary routine might actually be worsening your arthritis without you knowing? When you wake up, your body is in a natural state of fasting. Cortisol, your stress hormone, is higher in the morning, which also increases inflammation in people with arthritis. If your first meal doesn't contain the right nutrients, you're basically pouring gasoline on a small fire that's already burning in your joints. According to a 2023 study published in the Journal of Inflammation, pro-inflammatory cytokines spike in the early hours of the day, and people with rheumatoid arthritis report up to 60% greater joint stiffness between 6 to 10 a.m. But there's good news: what you eat first can either calm this storm or fuel it. Let me give you a visual. Imagine your joints as hinges on an old garden gate. Rusty, squeaky, that's inflammation. Now picture pouring warm oil nourishment over those hinges every morning. That's what the right breakfast can do. Start with foods rich in antioxidants, fiber, and anti-inflammatory agents like turmeric, berries, ginger, oats, or healthy fats. But don't just take my word for it. Look at this. A long-term trial by Tufts University found that adults over 60 who consumed more omega-3 rich breakfasts reported 26% less joint pain over a 6-month period compared to those eating sugar-heavy meals. In other words, the stakes are real. Skipping breakfast or eating processed, high-sugar items may be silently sabotaging your mobility, your independence, and your peace of mind. But here's the powerful part. It doesn't take a fancy meal or expensive ingredients to make the shift. It takes a mindful plate and a quiet decision. Today, I'll nourish my joints instead of feeding the pain. In the next section, we'll explore a breakfast that's as simple to prepare as it is healing, built on a golden trio that's been used for centuries to reduce pain and restore strength from within. Yes, it involves turmeric, but in a way that actually works. Let's walk into the kitchen together. 2. The healing trio: oats, turmeric, and ginger. Your first line of defense against morning stiffness. Remember when we imagined your joints as rusty hinges? Now let's talk about how to oil them naturally right from your breakfast bowl. Oats with turmeric and ginger may sound simple, but this combination is one of the most effective and underrated remedies for arthritis discomfort. Let's unpack why. Start with oats. They're not just filling and comforting, they're packed with soluble fiber, which helps regulate blood sugar. That's critical, because frequent sugar spikes increase inflammation. And inflammation is what keeps your knees stiff and your fingers throbbing. According to the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, higher fiber intake is associated with a 43% lower risk of inflammation-related joint pain. But here's where it gets powerful. Adding turmeric and ginger turns your bowl of oats into an anti-inflammatory powerhouse. Turmeric contains curcumin, a compound that directly blocks inflammatory pathways in the body. Clinical trials, including one in phytotherapy research, found that curcumin reduced joint pain by up to 50% in people with osteoarthritis, a result comparable to some over-the-counter drugs, but without the side effects. The catch: curcumin isn't easily absorbed. That's why pairing it with a pinch of black pepper is so important. It boosts absorption by up to 2,000%. Just a small dash can unlock turmeric's full potential. Now add ginger, and you're doubling the anti-inflammatory punch. Gingerol, the compound in ginger, works like a natural painkiller. Studies published in Arthritis and Rheumatism have shown that daily ginger intake significantly reduces joint pain and stiffness, especially in the morning hours. Imagine waking up, walking to your kitchen, and preparing something that looks humble, but works like medicine: a warm bowl of oats, laced with golden turmeric, fresh or ground ginger, and a sprinkle of cinnamon for flavor. Maybe some banana slices, a few walnuts, or blueberries on top, adding both comfort and joint-friendly nutrients. And if you skip this, you're letting your joints go into battle unarmed every morning. You're feeding the inflammation instead of calming it. You're saying, "I'm too tired to help you today," when in truth, your body needs your care now more than ever. This breakfast isn't just food. It's your daily declaration: I choose healing. I choose strength. I choose to start my day fighting with my body, not against it. In the next part, we'll explore a sweet but mighty option designed for those who love simplicity and want a cool, refreshing breakfast that works just as powerfully: chia seed pudding with berries. And yes, it's as delicious as it is healing. 3. A sweet relief: chia seed pudding with berries, cooling inflammation while nourishing your gut and joints. If oats, turmeric, and ginger are the warm, grounding hug your joints need in the morning, then chia seed pudding with berries is like a fresh, cool breeze through your body, light, refreshing, and surprisingly powerful. Let's break this down. Chia seeds are nutritional powerhouses. They're one of the richest plant-based sources of omega-3 fatty acids, particularly ALA, alpha-linolenic acid, which has been shown to significantly reduce inflammatory markers in people with arthritis. A 2020 review in Frontiers in Nutrition found that regular ALA intake improves symptoms in rheumatoid arthritis patients, with up to 35% reductions in joint swelling and pain. But omega-3s aren't the only benefit. Chia seeds are also loaded with fiber, especially soluble fiber, which helps regulate blood sugar levels and supports gut health. Why does that matter? Because more and more research is uncovering how the gut-joint connection influences inflammation. According to a 2021 study in Nature Communications, people with arthritis have distinct imbalances in their gut microbiota, which trigger immune responses linked to joint inflammation. By feeding your gut the right fibers and nutrients, you're not just helping digestion, you're calming the immune system from within. Now enter the berries: blueberries, raspberries, strawberries. These aren't just pretty toppings. They're packed with flavonoids and vitamin C, both of which are proven to combat oxidative stress and promote collagen formation, a key component in joint flexibility. So when you prepare chia pudding with your favorite milk almond, oat, dairy, soak it overnight, and top it with fresh berries in the morning, you're not just eating breakfast. You're making a quiet, daily choice to fight inflammation, nurture your gut, and support the tissues that hold you together. If you skip this kind of breakfast, you may unknowingly feed the inflammation cycle, leaving your joints stiffer, your gut more sensitive, and your body more reactive throughout the day. But the best part: this meal takes 5 minutes to prep and can be stored in the fridge for several days. It's soft, easy to digest, customizable, and perfect for warmer mornings when your body craves something light but still healing. In the next section, we'll switch gears from the sweet to the savory and explore a rich, satisfying breakfast built on healthy fats and proteins that actively protect your joints: avocado toast with smoked salmon. 4. The savory shield avocado toast with smoked salmon, a delicious defense for your joints. After the cool comfort of chia pudding, it's time to turn to something rich, savory, and deeply satisfying, because healing doesn't always have to be sweet. Enter avocado toast topped with smoked salmon. This breakfast isn't trendy for no reason. It's a complete package of healthy fats, proteins, and antioxidants, exactly what aging joints need to stay mobile, protected, and pain-free. Let's start with avocados. They're loaded with monounsaturated fats, which reduce the production of inflammatory compounds in the body. According to the Journal of Nutrition, adults who consume more monounsaturated fats report lower levels of CRP C-reactive protein, a key marker of inflammation, by up to 20%. But there's more. Avocados are rich in vitamin E and C, two crucial antioxidants. Vitamin E helps protect your joints from oxidative damage, while vitamin C aids in collagen production, the protein that keeps your cartilage soft and resilient. Now, add smoked salmon to the mix, and the healing potential doubles. Salmon is one of the best sources of EPA and DHA, two powerful omega-3 fatty acids. Research from the Arthritis Foundation shows that EPA and DHA reduce stiffness and joint swelling in arthritis sufferers by an average of 30%. And don't forget the protein essential for maintaining the muscles that support your joints. Without enough protein, your muscles weaken, your balance falters, and your joints bear more stress than they should. Here's the best part. This meal takes under 10 minutes to prepare. Toast a slice of whole grain bread, smash half an avocado with a sprinkle of lemon juice, layer on a few slices of smoked salmon, and finish with capers, red onion, or sesame seeds for taste. You're done. Simple, beautiful, and built to protect your body. But if you skip this kind of meal or rely on ultra-processed breakfasts like frozen waffles or sugary pastries, your joints suffer. You miss out on the fats that cushion your movement, the protein that protects your strength, and the nutrients that hold your tissues together. You deserve better, because every bite you take in the morning is a chance to protect your future mobility. And for those who prefer plant-based options, don't worry. In the next section, we'll look at anti-inflammatory plant proteins that can offer similar benefits: delicious, simple, and meat-free. 5. Plant Power Anti-Inflammatory Protein, alternatives for seniors who prefer to go meat-free. Not everyone wakes up craving smoked salmon and rich savory dishes. Some of us want something lighter, plant-based, and easier on the stomach, but still powerful enough to fight inflammation. That's where anti-inflammatory plant proteins come in. And trust me, they're not just alternatives, they're allies in your daily healing. Let's start with tofu and tempeh, both made from soybeans. These foods are not only excellent sources of complete protein, but they also contain isoflavones compounds that have been shown to reduce joint inflammation in postmenopausal women. A 2018 study in the Journal of Clinical Rheumatology found that women who consumed soy regularly reported significant improvements in joint stiffness and mobility after just 12 weeks. Now consider lentils, chickpeas, and black beans. They're rich in plant protein and polyphenols, which are antioxidants known to protect tissues from oxidative stress. Plus, their high fiber content improves gut health, just like chia seeds, leading to lower systemic inflammation over time. You might be wondering, isn't it harder to get enough protein from plants? That's a common fear, but the truth is, it's not hard at all when you combine a few smart choices. For example, a cup of cooked lentils has 18 grams of protein, and just 1 tablespoon of peanut butter contains around 7 grams. Add a slice of whole grain toast and a handful of pumpkin seeds, and you've got a nutrient-dense, inflammation-fighting breakfast. And don't forget nut milks like almond or soy milk, especially the unsweetened, fortified varieties. They provide protein, calcium, and vitamin D without the saturated fats found in dairy. That's a big win for joints, especially for seniors watching their cholesterol. But here's the thing. Skipping protein entirely, or relying on sugary carbs, leaves your joints unsupported. Without protein, your muscles weaken and your cartilage lacks the building blocks it needs to stay strong. You're essentially removing the scaffolding your joints rely on. The beauty of plant-based breakfasts is that they're versatile, affordable, and easy to prepare. You can rotate between chia pudding, lentil patties, tofu scrambles, and nut butter toast, never boring. always healing. And in the next section, we'll talk about what not to eat. Because no matter how well you build your breakfast, one bad ingredient can undo all your good work. Let's learn about the silent culprits hiding in so many healthy foods and how to avoid them without feeling restricted. 6. The breakfast traps, common foods that feed inflammation and what to eat instead. Let's pause for a moment. You've learned what to eat: oats, chia, berries, avocado, plant proteins. But just as important is knowing what not to eat, because sometimes what we call comfort food is actually discomfort in disguise, especially when it comes to breakfast. Many seemingly innocent choices, cereal, toast, fruit juice, are quietly sabotaging your joints. Let's start with refined carbohydrates, white bread, sugary cereal, and pastries. These spike your blood sugar quickly, triggering inflammatory responses. The American Journal of Clinical Nutrition reports that people who consume high glycemic breakfasts experience 25–30% higher levels of inflammatory markers throughout the day. Fruit juices are another hidden danger. Yes, they seem healthy, but even 100% juice floods your system with fructose, a sugar that's been linked to higher uric acid levels and inflammation. One Harvard study showed that women who drank one or more servings of fruit juice daily had a 41% higher risk of developing arthritis. And let's not forget processed meats like bacon and sausage. These contain nitrates and advanced glycation end products AGEs, which have been shown to worsen joint inflammation and oxidative stress. So what can you do instead of fruit juice? Opt for whole fruits, which come with fiber and slow down sugar absorption. Instead of sugary cereal, try steel-cut oats with cinnamon and berries. Instead of white bread, go for sprouted grain or whole grain toast. Instead of bacon, add smoked tofu or avocado slices. You're not giving things up, you're trading them in for peace, for movement, for longevity. And remember, every bite can either support or stress your joints. You don't have to be perfect, but awareness is everything. When you understand how inflammation works, you start seeing your food differently, not just as fuel, but as your first daily act of healing. In the final section, let's bring it all together. We'll review the big takeaways, and I'll offer you a gentle, practical way to make these changes stick, without stress, guilt, or overwhelm. A gentle morning promise, your first bite, your first act of healing. If you've made it this far, thank you, truly. Because this wasn't just a lesson in breakfast, it was a quiet invitation to begin caring for yourself in a deeper, kinder way. Each of the foods we talked about, whether warm oats with turmeric, refreshing chia pudding, or a slice of avocado toast, shares one thing in common. They send a message to your body: I see you, I care, and I'm not giving up. Arthritis may be a part of your life, but it doesn't get to define your mornings. You have more power than you think, and it begins with your plate. You don't need to change everything overnight. Start with one small shift. Maybe tomorrow, swap your usual toast for oats, or try chia pudding for 2 mornings this week. Let your body feel the difference. Then trust it, because the moment you stop feeding inflammation is the moment healing begins. If today's message touched you in any way, I invite you to subscribe. Leave a comment below and tell me which breakfast will you try first. And if you'd like more videos that feel like conversations with a friend who understands your pain and believes in your strength, come back anytime. You're not alone on this journey. Take care of your mornings, and they will take care of you.